Good evening. Welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Eccles, and we're happy to have you with us on the program tonight. We would love to hear from you. You can call us at the phone number displayed on your screen, or you can also email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. Phone call or email, whichever works best for you. We hope you will do one or the other. Sometimes people do both, and sometimes people do neither. There's so many choices that we can make in this world, or these worlds. We have a couple of emails over here already, and I will have a look at these while we await somebody showing up on the phone. Wait a minute, let me do a quick check. You don't mind if I do a quick check on this phone, do you? All right, that's what I would have expected to hear. An email here says, Ken, we need to warn people about fake jury duty warrants. The FBI says it's a brand new scam that scammers are sending people in their email warrants for their arrest for missing jury duty. These are phony and they are scams, and people ought to be warned. Well, yeah, people ought to be warned, and that is that caution. I think the emailer saw the same release that I saw. That caution came from the FBI office in Charlotte. That bad people who want your money, are sending out emails claiming that you have missed jury duty, and that you have, by missing jury duty, that you have committed a federal crime. And they're telling you that the only way that you can avoid arrest and prosecution is to pay the fine. Here's where it gets crazy, is to pay the fine online using cryptocurrency. So that's what they're telling people they need to do. You gotta go. They give you instructions of exactly what cryptocurrency they want you to buy, and what you need to do, and then you're supposed to buy this cryptocurrency and then convey it to this address, this thing that they will give you, and that pays your fine. And if you don't do that, according to the scam emails, federal agents will come to your home and arrest you, and bad things will happen to you because you missed jury duty. Now, most of you probably will recognize this as nonsense right offhand, but not everybody does. Sometimes people don't recognize these things as nonsense. But be warned, if you get that one, it's nonsense, folks. Don't do it. Just delete that message and don't bother with it any longer, because it's a scam. This one says, Ken, do you think Roy Cooper will be elected to the Senate? I don't know. I'm not going to make a prediction on that. I will predict that Roy Cooper is going to run for the Senate. I don't have any doubt about that at all. Will he be elected? I don't know. It's a long time from now until then, and who knows what will happen and who knows what won't happen. So you can probably find lots of people who will tell you that will claim to know who's going to win that. I'm not one of those people. I have no idea. Let's wait and see. Hi, Ken. This is the Lady in Black, and I am taking for the race in Iowa the number 11, Denny Hamlin. Okay. The Lady in Black has the 11 for Iowa. Let's see, where is the lady? The lady's in 10th place right now with 61 points. So she has the 11. The other picks that have been made so far, Citizen D has the 24. Mark from Mayodan has the 20. Leon has the 54. Early Bird has the 5. Charles from Danville has the 12, and Mr. Pelham has the 20. And those are the picks so far for the Iowa Corn 350 coming up this weekend. Another email about the race from 2 days ago. This is not a sports talk show, by the way. Well, let's remind everybody of that. Here's another email. Ken, I listened to you and Mr. Draper last night talking about the attendance or the lack of attendance at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the race on Sunday. Has NASCAR actually announced an official attendance for that race? And if they have, what was it? And my other question is, how many people does the Indianapolis Motor Speedway hold? NASCAR has not announced an official attendance that I know of. If they have, I don't know that they've done it. So I don't think they've announced an official attendance. I can tell you that the Indianapolis Motor Speedway seats 250,000 people. Really, 250,000 people. That's how many the Indianapolis Motor Speedway seats. So the fact is, you could put a lot of people in there and have it not actually look like very many. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead. Well, wait. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hello?
Well, good evening, Mr. Ken.
Well, good evening to you. Well, you're a little delay getting to the phone there. Do you have a technology issue?
No, well, I was a little busy. I was doing some paperwork.
Oh, so you were busy. Even though you were busy, you still called.
Yes, I just finished up the paperwork.
We have care to give us any information about that paperwork? Is that something we should know about?
Not really. It's classified.
All right. Well, then never mind that. What can we do for you?
Well, I just wanted to say I hope everybody is having a good day. It's warm outside. Check on your pets. Make sure they have plenty of water.
Please do.
And please check on your elderly your neighbors, your family members, to make sure they're okay.
Well, that's good for you because you always remind us of those things, and it's good that you do because in times like these, we got to watch out for each other, especially if you have neighbors who live alone and might be older folks. By all means, just check once or twice a day. Make sure that they're okay.
Well, make sure they, make sure they have plenty of water. If they don't, even if you have to go out and buy them a 24-pack of bottled water, something that they can have on standby just in case, if they're feeling bad.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea, and I appreciate you mentioning that.
Well, I just thought I'd give out.
The question, can you see us? We always want, can you see us in Danville?
Oh, yes, we can see you. You're loud and clear, picture perfect.
Okay, so it's not radio in Danville tonight. Good thing.
That means I ain't got to call and scold Charles tomorrow.
Well, I know he will enjoy a day without scolding. At least he won't be scolded by you tomorrow. I'm saying he won't be scolded, but it won't be by you.
Right, that's true, and I hate to get angry because I got more important things to worry about. I got to put my bike in the shop next week. I got to get a belt for it.
A belt for you? It's not running now?
Oh, it's running, but it needs a new belt.
Okay. Yeah, well, so I need a new belt now and again myself, so I can understand that. It's good that you're doing preventive maintenance on that.
Oh, it ain't no problem. I got the money.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. But, sometimes people have the money, but they still overlook preventive maintenance, and that can lead to problems.
Oh yeah. And, some people driving cars, make sure you have plenty of radiator fluid in your cars. Keep a check on all that, please, because sometimes the heat can overheat a car.
I've had that happen. I've been by the side of the road more than once with steam coming out from under my hood.
Oh, well, oh, I'm so sorry. Did you fix the problem?
Well, I got rid of the car. That kind of fixed the problem. Yeah.
Oh, true. But, I just want to say hello to everybody. Hope everybody's doing great tonight. And to my friend that came down to eat with me, hey, we're gonna try to fix you up here pretty soon again. I will give a shout out and let him know. But we're waiting on you, sir, to come get your meal.
Well, I will do that. Now, my understanding was that you and Mr. Pelham had some sort of important discussion that has not been disclosed to the public yet. Is that right?
Private. Papers were signed and confidentialities were agreed upon.
And non-disclosure agreements were issued. Okay, well, obviously, we're not going to find out any more about that.
Well, probably if you come, show up, and we talk, we'll probably talk about it privately.
Well, there's my reason. There's my motivation. We're going to do that.
Yeah, but make sure you bring the wife too if you want to, sir.
Well, yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, if you want to, that's up to you. But, it's a free dinner. It's on me. And, well, it'll be on the store because I got a coupon.
Oh, a coupon. All right. Can't beat a coupon.
Well, you get 8 pieces of chicken, 2 large size, and a half a gallon of iced tea.
That sounds mighty good to me.
Yeah. But just give me let me know. So let me know of a day you can do it so I know to be there with the coupon.
I will. Thank you very much.
Well, bye, sir. Have a good day.
You too. And all kidding aside, do be aware not only of your own risks and needs in this weather, but especially of any elderly folks that might be in your neighborhood, and particularly if they live alone. Think about them and make sure they're okay. And Charles always reminds us of that, and we should always remember to do that. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing tonight, Ken?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Charles was talking about papers and stuff. I got a question for you.
What?
Whatever happened to the secret files that Trump's supposed to have left the White House with? Whatever happened to that story?
Well, the charges, as you know, were dismissed by Judge Eileen Cannon because she said that the special prosecutor was unconstitutionally appointed. So the charges were dismissed on that point. And then Mr. Trump became president again, and now the charges have disappeared. There'll be no further action on that. As far as the material, as far as the presidential records that he took from the White House, I don't know. I don't know where they are. I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, that sounds like it's a pretty serious deal. I mean, just walk away from the White House with top secret records and stuff. I mean, you just left the news like, oh, well, it's over and done with now. But I've often wondered where those things went.
Well, I don't know. I don't think we ever had an absolute accounting of whether there was top secret in there or not. So I don't know about that. But it wouldn't matter as far as the law goes, because the law says the president cannot take any records from the White House. It doesn't matter whether they're classified or not. But that's the Presidential Records Act. But again, once the appointment of the prosecutor was declared to be unconstitutional, then none of the rest of it counted anymore. And clearly, there was no point in reopening the investigation, for obvious reasons. So that's I guess that's just over and done with. I guess is the disposition of that.
Yeah. Okay. I understand everything you're saying, but to me, that just seems, a whole lot of bad information can be out there just floating around anywhere, and then due to a technicality, basically, it don't matter anymore.
Well, I don't know. I mean, who knows? I don't know if anybody really knows what the disposition of that stuff, or if it's been disposed of at all. It may still be there in Mar-a-Lago where it was. I have no idea.
Yeah. Another thing too, Ken, is Epstein, his files on his autopsy. The way I understand it, nobody has seen the autopsy report either. Are you aware of anything on that?
No. As far as I know, the autopsy report has not been made public, as far as I know. There's another report out today on the video. Somebody did an analysis of the video of the jail cell and compared that with the written analysis by the I guess by the Justice Department in 2019 or 2020, whichever year it was, that they examined the footage. It was CBS News, and they said that the written analysis provided by the Justice Department in 2019 does not actually match what you see on the footage. Now, I cannot give you any details about that. I just read that about 2 minutes before I went on the air. So I don't know. But I guess that'll be one more thing related to Epstein that will get out into the public to be debated and talked about.
Right. I also heard too, Ken, that the sheets that he was supposedly hung himself with. I don't know whether he hung himself or not. I have no idea. But the way I understand it, there was not any DNA tests done on the sheets either. I mean, if somebody had come in and killed him, murdered him, or whatever, their DNA should be on the sheets, the murder weapon, basically. But the way I understand it, no tests have been done on that.
I don't know. Can't tell you anything about that. It seems to me it would have been a sort of a routine thing to do, but whether it was done or not, I don't know. This is the kind of stuff we might find out about if we could see the files.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, Ken. I mean, only time will tell, but I guess we'll see one day, maybe.
Well, it'll all come out eventually. Whether it comes out soon, whether it comes out while you and I are alive, I don't know. But it's all coming out sooner or later. But it may be a long time.
Yeah. Well, as of today, Ken, I no longer have an association with Civic. I called the lady today and had a nice short chat with her. She didn't seem like she wanted to be too much interested in what I had to say about the organization, and I really can't understand why.
They haven't been much interested in you up to this point. Why should they change now?
Exactly right. But I still got my little blue register folder. I don't know if I should mail that back to them or not, but
they'll probably invoice you for that. For folks who may not have kept up with this saga, just quick recap. His savings and loan was acquired by an outfit called Civic, and then for a long period of time he could not contact Civic or find out where his money was or get any information on his money. You're now I believe, with a different savings and loan.
Right.
And you have now severed ties with Civic, and apparently Civic doesn't care much what you've done.
They surely do not, Ken, and I do not recommend them to anybody for a better choice of words.
Okay, maybe you can post on Yelp about that.
Yeah. One other thing, Ken, I'd like to change my pick if I could, and I know I do this too much, but I
Okay.
want to change from the number 20 to the 19.
All right, change, folks. Mr. Pelham no longer has the 20. Mr. Pelham now has the 19 for Iowa. Only one digit's difference, but it could be a big difference in points.
That's true, and I'm hoping he don't want to go into the pits. 2 laps to go this week and ruin my record again. But
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't, I don't know. Whenever I pick somebody, it's really it's a bad thing for me to pick. So whenever I pick somebody, they either have a wheel fall off, which has happened twice with Kyle Larson. A wheel fell off, or they get involved in somebody else's mess and wind up in the wall, or something happens to every driver I pick. So maybe you and I have that in common.
Without a doubt. And then one other thing, Ken, I'll let you go. I'm so proud of Bubba winning that race Sunday. And I'm so glad that he beat Kyle Larson. A lot of people are saying, well, they gave him the race. They gave him this, he had to, whatever. But no, it was an honest win, and people just need to grin and bear it for a change.
Well, it was a good finish, exciting finish, a good win, and that's all I have to say about it.
Okay, Ken. Thanks so much for taking my call. I really enjoy your show.
Thanks for calling. I appreciate that. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Well, good evening, Ken. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. Did you work out in the heat today?
Yeah, I worked about 3.5 hours out there. Yeah.
It wasn't so bad
Later on
today.
today. Huh?
Wasn't as bad today. I didn't think.
Well, it was me.
Because I cut some grass.
Out there working.
Yeah, I couldn't stand looking at the grass in my front yard anymore, so I went out and cut the grass, and then I took a bike ride in the middle of the day. And it was hot, but it wasn't real bad.
Well, the breeze feels good. Yeah, that's for sure.
Especially when you're on a bicycle.
I do keep a fan going on me out there when I'm working, let's wait. But, yeah, I just hooked up a new bilge pump today and run new wires and stuff like that. And I still got to check my alternator to make sure it's putting out and it's not just cranking off the battery and running off the battery. I just have to take the negative cable loose. And if the engine stays running, that means the alternator's putting out.
Good. Good news.
Yeah. And I got a good solenoid for the starter, which that kicks the starter gear into the flywheel. And it's got a spring in there that pulls the gear back out of the flywheel. And my spring is broke. So it comes back out of the flywheel, but the flywheel actually throws it out. And if I was on a steep angle, that gear could drop back and just be banging off the flywheel as flywheel was spinning.
Well, that's a pretty big spring, right?
Well, no, it's not strong. It just does its job. The solenoid kicks the Bendix gear into the flywheel. The spring just pulls it back.
All right. Well, it sounds important.
I mean, it's probably an inch and a half in diameter, something like that, but and just a coil type spring, big round spring.
All right. Can I read you an email here? Because there's another email that references you.
Okay.
If I may.
Sure.
Ken, this is about the attendance at Indianapolis. Ken, I believe there were about 80,000 people at the NASCAR race in Indianapolis. Because if you look at how many the place holds, which is over 200,000, and then you figure almost everybody was up under the shelter to stay out of the sun, I estimate that you are going to find out, when you find out, that there were 80,000 people in attendance at that race. And I think that's a pretty good crowd. All right, Mr. Draper, you think there were 80,000 in there?
Well, 250,000 seating, guesstimation of 80,000 in there. I don't think there was 80,000 people there.
I don't either.
I mean, I don't think it was 70 or
Yeah.
60.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's reasonable to imagine that, but the 80 that would have made it about 1/3 full, and I don't think it was 1/3 full.
I don't think so either.
But
I don't think it was a third full either.
well, anyway, we don't have any definitive number on that, so we can't settle it.
No.
Those are just our opinions.
No. When we find out about the amount of people, then we'll know. But they hadn't, like you said, they hadn't released it yet.
No, they haven't.
Hey, wasn't that material given back to President Trump because it belonged to him?
I don't know. All I know is that the case was dismissed. Once the case was dismissed, I never heard anything about the material or what went with it. I don't imagine that he gave it back to the library. I mean, obviously he wanted it. And once the case was dismissed, I don't think he would have been compelled to give it back. So I would guess that he still has it. I would guess.
Yes, from the best of my knowledge, he does, from the information that I've read on the places I go.
So,
and
I mean, I don't know any more than that.
Yeah. Would you like to know the autopsy of Jeffrey Epstein?
Where can I see that?
I'm getting ready to, but it's from CBS News. Among the injuries found in Epstein during the autopsy are contusions on both wrists, an abrasion on the left forearm, the deep muscle hemorrhaging in the left shoulder muscle. Photos 60 Minutes reviewed also show an injury to the back of his neck, a cut on his lip, and an injection mark in his arm. Though it is unknown whether the latter injuries happened during an attempt to resuscitate Epstein at the hospital. Dr. Baden, B-A-D-E-N, said small burst capillaries known as petechia found in Epstein's face, mouth, and eyes are often an indication of strangulation, but it was injuries to Epstein's neck that made Baden call into question the official ruling of suicide. Autopsy photos show fractures on the left and right thyroid cartilage, which I knew that, which sits at the front of the neck, and the left hyoid bone, a U-shaped bone that sits under the jaw and acts as an anchor for the tongue. I've never seen 3 fractures like this in a suicidal hanging, Mr. Baden tells Afonso on the broadcast. He added, going over 1,000 jail hangings, suicides in New York City state prisons over the past 50 years, no one had 3 fractures. So it goes on a little bit, about 60 minutes, but it's from 60 Minutes on CBS. CBS News. Jeffrey Epstein, Epstein, a closer look.
And what does that make you think?
Well, I don't really know, but those bones, this guy said over 1,000 hangings in jails. He'd never seen those 3 bones broken. A lot of pictures of Epstein's cell and all.
Well, that's an interesting point.
Yeah, that's what it says about his autopsy, and those bones were broken, which, like he said, out of 1,000 he'd seen, not a single one had those 3 bones broken. So I don't know. People can draw their own conclusion. I just hope it took a good little while for him to die.
Well, if
anybody deserved any little bit of that, he did. Let his life last.
I'm not going to say anything about that, but he certainly he probably earned it. That's probably what he earned.
Yeah. Oh, he's paying now.
Well, that's interesting. Thanks for that information.
Sure thing. And let's see, what else was I going to talk about? I just looked that up real quick. I don't know what else I was going to talk about, but I guess it was probably nothing.
Well, it'll keep till tomorrow.
I can send you an email if I remember it.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, have a good night, Ken.
Thanks. Thanks for calling. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Eccles. How are you?
Good. How are you?
All right. Got a little bit of information for you. Did a little bit of research.
And what is that about?
I figured out what happened to Epstein. No, it's about
Okay.
the NASCAR attendance.
Oh, I thought we were going to have a scoop there.
That's right. Anyways, a couple of things. First of all, NASCAR hasn't publicly reported their attendance since 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no official number from NASCAR. Okay.
Right.
Now, having said that, Indianapolis Motor Speedway is a huge venue, obviously. It's almost 300.
Hey there.
On top of that.
All right, hang on. You
Okay.
you buried the needle there somehow. We did not hear the last thing. We heard Indianapolis Motor Speedway, didn't hear anything after that. So go back.
What did you not hear?
You pointed out that there is no official release from NASCAR, and then you said Indianapolis Motor Speedway is the venue, and then we didn't hear what you said after that.
Okay. All right. So I just said that NASCAR hasn't publicly reported their numbers since 2013, so no official number on that. And Indianapolis Motor Speedway is a huge venue. It's just huge. And they have almost 300,000 in seating capacity. And on top of that, if you they can hold up to 400,000 in attendance if you start counting the infield and all those other seats.
Mm.
So a lot of what it looks like depends on where these people are at. Obviously, if they keep them in one section, it will look bigger if they frame it like that. But if you spread out however many people over 400,000 possible places, it's always going to look pretty small, even if you're 2/3 filled. You know?
Right.
All right. So having said that, you know, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway has taken such a big hit on social media that they actually released the number. So NASCAR didn't release it, but the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which is not owned by NASCAR or the group that they have that owns a bunch of the tracks, it's independently owned.
Right.
And so they did release the number, and they said that they had 65,000 before walk-up ticket sales. So They said it'll probably be somewhere just over 70,000. And that is small for them. They had, back in 2007, they had over 230,000, and the record is just over 300,000 for their initial race back in 1994.
Now these
So they've never had as much.
These are NASCAR numbers.
These are all NASCAR Sunday Cup Series numbers.
Okay.
So they've had lots of years with well over 200,000 in attendance, and they talking about the temperatures and stuff. They said if you go back on record, you know, the race always been at the end of July. It's always been hot, you know, and you know, so obviously they didn't have near as much. But if you look at something like the Martinsville Speedway, if they sell out, they have 45,000, which is considered a huge success.
Martinsville only seats 45,000, really?
They at their height, they had 65,000. Keeps that out. But eventually what happened was one of the sections, actually, they called it Chicken Bone Alley because when you got done with the race, it was filled with chicken bones and beer cans.
I know. People sitting down there caught a lot of chicken bones.
So they did away with that section because it looked so empty on race day, down along the stretch there, and so they put advertising up, and so that took away about 20,000. Bristol, I think, get this wrong. Bristol is huge too. It's either like 80,000 or 180,000. It's something ridiculous. They're huge as well. Yeah.
All right. So
But,
about 65,000 before walk-up, and with walk-ups, a little over 70,000 is what they're saying for Indy.
Yep, and that's actually attributed straight. That's from the Indianapolis Star and quoted by Doug Bowles, who is the spokesperson for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And here's the interesting thing. Roger Penske owns the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Right.
So I don't know if they're not supposed to report those numbers, but he gave them the go-ahead to do that. So that's pretty interesting. This was a very rare occasion where somebody from NASCAR, or not NASCAR, but from somebody in an official capacity released those numbers.
Well, that's very interesting. And then there's the other thing, the thing that probably means more to NASCAR even than that, and that's the TV ratings. And I have not seen the TV numbers yet.
I'll see if I can look that up and compare it to whatever they had last year, and I'll see if I can email you that before the end of the show.
But of course, 70,000 people. That's not an insignificant crowd. That's a whole lot of people to come out for an event. But if you compare it to what the other numbers you gave us, to what they have done in the past, it is a big drop off, and they have to be concerned about that.
Exactly right. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, okay, well, it may have not been a big success, but it's still more of a turnout than they get at a lot of the tracks that they have. So it's not like, oh, we're going to drop this race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway now. That venue obviously has history, and they will probably invest in trying to make it a little bit bigger again. But at the same time, their attendance is just down everywhere. It's like you said, the TV ratings are what's important because the TV contracts are where they're getting their money.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, and I'll let you go. I was thinking about that Bubba Wallace thing. NASCAR has also got a little bit of a situation because Denny Hamlin, who is the co-owner of the 23XI, which Bubba Wallace races for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's still current.
Yep.
So Denny Hamlin won the week before last week's race. Bubba Wallace wins this race, and NASCAR's in a contentious lawsuit with both of these guys.
Now, what are they suing about?
I'm not 100% all of the little details, but what it comes down to is that they wanted I think they wanted revenue sharing with TV contracts or something along those lines, and they refused to sign the charters. And NASCAR said, if you don't sign the charters by whatever time, you forfeit your charter. And everybody else signed it, and they held out and sued NASCAR. And so they've lost their charter for their, I guess they have two teams.
Yeah. And
I think there's one other team that's also involved in this. Like, it might be Front Row Motorsports. It's something like that. It's a one car team. And I'm going to say this fast because I'm taking too long here. But long story short, they're involved in this battle. They don't currently have a charter. Changing the rule go. in the way they allow you
Okay.
to qualify with the owner's points and stuff, which
Right.
directly affected the 23XI team.
Okay. Well, just a reminder that it's not just a sport, folks. It's a business. And thanks for the information.
And this is not a sports show.
And this is not a sports talk show, not at all. And thank you for reminding
All right.
us.
Have a
of
good
that.
evening, Mr. Beckles.
Thanks a lot. Phone line is open. There's a number up there. You can email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. And an email here that says, "Hi, Ken. This is Jack. Put me down for the number 9, Chase Elliott at Iowa." So Jack has the number 9 for Iowa. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Ken, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
All right. Look, Ken, I heard a lot of the propaganda last night concerning Bubba Wallace and Obama and everything like that. And so I'm not going to get into the racial issues tonight. And I want to say that the last call, I really enjoyed that because whenever he calls, he comes with the facts. And he has his facts, and you can put the nail down on them. So it's not a lot of conspiracy stuff. And I really enjoy his whenever he calls in.
Okay, good.
But all right. But now, okay, Ken, this man, they talking about who's, I heard conversation last night about who should be believed in everything and all. And I tell you, with the record, I know you say that all of them lie. All of them tell lies and all like that. But we got to admit, some people lie more than others. Okay?
Okay.
And so I don't want to normalize someone that lies extensively to someone that lies now and then, conveniently. And look, and these, just a note right here, are some of the recent lies that has been proven to be lies. Biden appointed the sorry federal chairman that we have. That was a lie. The Fed chair we have today was appointed by Donald Trump on January the 2nd, 2017. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, this plane that I'm receiving is a free gift. And the notice come out that they have taken $934 million from the Pentagon, budget. And that's to add all of these gold issues and security issues and everything on this big, beautiful plane. Correct.
Yep. Can't be Air Force One until they basically rebuild it.
Right. And that's $934 million of Pentagon budget, and all these budgets come from our tax money. Okay. Now, Netzli, he had never been on Epstein's plane. The flight records shows he flew on there 7 times.
But
Okay.
did Epstein still own that plane when he flew on it?
As far as we know, that's what the flight record showed. Epstein's plane. He flew on it 7 times.
Well,
Okay.
I know. I read a story, and I'm sorry. I'll let you
Go ahead.
continue
No,
in
go
just
ahead.
a second.
Anytime.
I read a story about flight records that showed that Trump flew on an airplane that belonged to Epstein, but in the story I read, Epstein had sold the airplane prior to those dates that Trump was on it. Now I can't prove that or vouch for it, but that's in the story that I read. You may have read
Okay.
something different.
Yeah. All right. And next one. Ukraine started its war. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next one. I have no control of El Salvador jails. Okay.
All right.
All right. Then El Salvador came out and said that they, when we was requesting this guy back, that we were, they had no control of this guy that was under our control. And next one, I would do 90 deals in 90 days. All right. We all can attest to that happening.
Well, that didn't happen.
Okay. And next one, these countries are calling me, kissing my A for a deal. And we can see that didn't happen because it haven't been but a couple of deals made. All right.
Okay.
Now, okay, next one. I will not touch Medicaid and Medicare. Okay. And the big beautiful bill did touch
Well,
them.
Well, that's kind of a technical issue there that we could argue both ways on that. But everybody's going to have their own opinion on that.
Okay. Do you think that it hasn't? So we will hold off on that because it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened yet.
What I think is the bill did not directly cut any money from Medicaid or Medicare. The bill changed the rules in a way that the Congressional Budget Office says it will cut a whole lot of money from Medicaid. Now, again, that's a very technical point there, and we don't know right now how it's going to work out. But they did not directly legislate any reduction in Medicare funding, even though a reduction may come. And I know that's
not funding per se, but when you provide situations that it make cuts from other organizations, from other agencies and all, then that's an avenue that where cuts are made.
well.
Sometimes, you have different type of cuts. Some are made directly, and some are made indirectly.
True.
But at the end of the day, the person on the end still loses the same, correct?
Well, the proof will be in the pudding on that.
In the pudding.
In a while, we'll know.
Okay. And didn't he say one time that no one will lose insurance? Their insurance.
He said that I think he said that nobody who is legally receiving aid will lose aid.
Yeah. Okay.
So that remains to be seen.
Well, that remains to be seen. But put this. I want to make a statement for the great book, Ken.
Okay.
All right. Put this in the great book.
All right.
Epstein, madam, will be pardoned. And for a favorable testimony about Trump.
Well, I'll write it down, and we'll remember who said it. She's not going to be pardoned anytime soon. If she gets a pardon, she's probably going to have to wait 3 years for it, because I certainly don't think she'll be pardoned in the immediate future.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think it would be political suicide to pardon her right now. And I mean, I don't know if she's going to be pardoned at all, but if she gets a pardon, it's going to be very late in President Trump's term. It's going to be after the 2028 election if she gets it. Now, whether she'd be willing to wait that long for it and make it, I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't think she'll be pardoned in the short term.
Maybe not. But we will see what's right. But look, Ken, this woman, Madame, there picked up teenagers, and sometime they was at the school bus.
Yeah, I think we know what she did. There's no excuse for what she did. I hope we all understand
no
that.
excuse. And
we're gonna have to move on here. It's getting kind of late.
All right, but let me say one last thing, Ken. I don't know why people are so surprised at his action when he said on the XCO bus that he loved to go into those little girl dressing rooms and not clothes.
Well, thanks for calling. All right, we have a couple more emails here that we'll get to quickly before we run out of time. And this one says, let's see, this is Jack taking the number 9. We wrote that down. Let's see, here's one. Oh, this is like a link to something. I'm going to have trouble opening that one. Hello, caller. You're on the air. You've got about 1 minute, and not going to even need 1 minute for that. So thank you for calling. This says the NASCAR race at Indianapolis last Sunday saw a slight dip in attendance compared to the previous year, with an estimated crowd of just under 70,000 people, according to an IMS, Indianapolis Motor Speedway spokesperson. This is slightly down from just over 70,000 in 2024. While the exact numbers are still being finalized, early estimates suggest a decrease of a few thousand tickets. So that's a link that someone sent me on that point. All right, quick one here. Hello, you've got about 60 seconds. You're on the air.
Hey,
Hello?
Ken.
Yes.
So, talking about NASCAR.
Yeah.
The thing of it is, it's not NASCAR no more.
What is it?
Well, they got a NASCAR body sitting on a frame.
That's right. They are not stock cars. You call them stock cars, but they're a long way from stock cars now.
They run in the one lug nut. The trucks, the Finners is still running the 5 lugs, and they don't lose wheels like these people do.
That's a good point, because we've seen more wheels fall off, I think, these last couple of years than we've seen in a long time. But the other point you make is a good one. That SC in NASCAR stands for stock car, but we're not seeing stock cars now.
No.
Well, thanks for calling. And
Yes,
we're out of
sir.
time. Thanks a lot for calling, and that is all the time we have tonight. So we're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I hope you'll join us next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Eccles.